September 16th, 1992. Inside the Bank of England, phones ring non-stop, screens flash red. The pound is being dumped, faster than anyone expected, because traders are selling the pound faster than it can be saved. Across the world, George Soros watches quietly, because he has already made his move. He had borrowed enormous amounts of pounds and sold them into the market. Not out of panic, but with certainty. He is betting the Bank of England cannot defend the pound.
George Soros, the god who carries around some dangerous demons.
The government raises interest rates twice in one day.
Losing 3.5 billions, the Bank of England is in defeat.
And inside the bank, the response turns desperate. Interest rates are raised. Billions in foreign reserves are thrown into the market, buying pounds, trying to scare traders into backing off. But it doesn't work. The selling only grows stronger. The bank's reserves drain away. And as the day ends, the truth becomes unavoidable. Britain gives up. The pound is released, and the Bank of England retreats. In a single moment, global finance is changed forever, and George Soros earns a name history will never forget. The man who broke the Bank of England. George Soros is born in 1930 in Budapest, Hungary. He grows up in a dangerous and unstable world. First, Nazi Germany occupies Hungary during World War II, so his family must hide to survive. And after the war, another system takes control. Hungary becomes a communist state. Once again, freedom is limited. These early experiences shape Soros's thinking. He learns that political systems can fail, and when they do, ordinary people pay the price. In 1947, at just 17 years old, Soros leaves Hungary. He travels to England looking for education and freedom. Life is not easy at first. He works small jobs to survive, but he never stops studying. He enrolls at the London School of Economics. There, he studies philosophy and economics. At the university, Soros is influenced by ideas about open societies, freedom, and democracy. He also studies how markets behave and how human emotion affects financial decisions. And later, Soros moves to the United States. He begins working on Wall Street, learning how global finance really works. Over time, he gains experience, and eventually, he starts his own hedge fund. It's called the Quantum Fund. This is where Soros becomes famous. He believes markets are not always logical. They are driven by fear, pride, and political mistakes. And when governments make mistakes, markets punish them. In the early 1990s, the United Kingdom joins a European system called the Exchange Rate Mechanism, or ERM. The idea is simple. European countries agree to keep their currencies stable. Each currency must stay within a fixed range. They must not move too much. To make this work, governments make a promise. They promise to protect their currency, no matter how much money it costs. And if the currency becomes weak, the government will step in. They will raise interest rates. They will spend money buying their own currency, and Britain believes this will bring stability. But Britain has a serious problem. The British economy is weak. Interest rates are already very high. Inflation is rising. Despite all this, the British pound is set at a high value. In simple terms, the pound is pretending to be stronger than it really is. To defend the pound, Britain must keep interest rates high, but high interest rates are damaging the economy even more. So, the country is trapped. George Soros sees this clearly. He studies the numbers, he watches government speeches, and he reaches one conclusion: the Bank of England cannot defend the pound forever. George Soros now makes a bold and dangerous decision. He decides to bet against the British pound. First, he borrows billions of pounds from banks. Immediately, he sells those pounds on the market. This strategy is called short selling. In simple words, he is betting that the pound will fall. And if the pound falls, he can buy it back later at a cheaper price. So the difference becomes his profit. This is one of the largest financial bets in history. The British government quickly realizes what is happening, and they fight back. They raise interest rates. They spend billions buying their own currency to keep its value high. They say, "We will defend the pound. We will not devalue our currency." But markets are stronger than words. Traders around the world are watching closely, and they see Soros's massive bet. One by one, other traders begin to follow him. So, selling pressure grows, confidence disappears. And the more the government fights, the more expensive the battle becomes. And slowly, the market begins to win. September 16th, 1992. A day that becomes known as Black Wednesday. From early morning, the Bank of England is under pressure. It is losing billions trying to defend the pound. But it doesn't work. The market keeps selling. Hour by hour, the situation gets worse. By the afternoon, the truth is clear. The Bank of England cannot win. Then, by the end of the day, they give up, and the government makes a painful decision. Britain withdraws from the exchange rate mechanism. Immediately, the pound collapses, and George Soros' bet pays off. In a single day, he makes over $1 billion. The Bank of England suffers huge losses. Its reputation is damaged. The British government is embarrassed, and global finance is changed forever. From this moment on, governments learn a hard lesson. No matter how powerful a nation seems, markets can defeat it. After Black Wednesday, George Soros becomes a legend. To many, he is a financial genius, a man who exposed bad government policy. To others, he is a villain, a powerful speculator who made money while a country suffered. Later in life, Soros uses much of his wealth for political causes and philanthropy, funding education, democracy, and open societies around the world. His influence spreads far beyond finance, and so does the controversy around his name. He is loved by some, hated by others. But one fact remains undisputed. On a single day in 1992, George Soros proved that even a powerful central bank can lose when it fights the market. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, where we will be uncovering more stories like this. Until then, stay safe.